Hello, friends. Susan Axelrod here, the confidence coach. Today, in the not so confident zone. If it looks like I'm leaning over, the reason for that is I am. 5 days ago, I was stricken with an extreme bout of sciatica. This is something that happened to me one other time in my life. I don't know if it was 15 years ago or 20 years ago. And at that time, there was no herniated disc or anything. It was just something that came on the way it does. And if you know me and you follow me, you know I'm extremely active. I walk daily. I go to the gym 3 times a week. We hike in addition to that. I have a healthy mindset and I have a healthy spiritual life and so on. And yet, for some reason, last week I drove to New Mexico. It was a 5.5 hour trip, which for me is a piece of cake. It was no problem. I did 2 coaching sessions along the way and listened to an audiobook. And when I got there, had a great day, but that night I started getting leg pain in one of my legs. And basically, I had to go to the ER at 6 in the morning. And then I had to go to the ER again the next morning. And there was too long a wait. So we had to drive back from Arizona, from New Mexico to Flagstaff. And I went straight to the ER here. And so now I'm on, naproxen and Tylenol, and I mean, honestly, I was in bed for 24, 36 hours straight, and then eventually the next day was able to get up and go downstairs, and slowly but surely, it's been working through, so I'm in the 5th day. I have been up and around, I've been down the stairs are not easy, and, but I walked out on the little sidewalk in front of my place. That was all I could do. Um, I walked, to the car. My daughter dropped me off, to walk in and drop off some paperwork at the doctor's office, and I'm happy and thrilled, ecstatic that I walked into the doctor's office and back to the car, without pain really. Um, but coming up the stairs, I had to collapse after that. That's not easy for me yet. So, what does this have to do with confidence? Pain erodes confidence. And as I have been laying in bed for hours on end, thinking about all of this, physically wondering at my body, which, as you know, is pretty fit, and emotionally wondering what might be underlying the cause of this outbreak. And then spiritually wondering, like, what's this about? What is this? And so spiritually, I know that without a doubt that I'm intended to experience things that I then can serve and support other people through. And this is one of them. I have had bouts of pain in my life, as I mentioned, but I can't even remember if the last one was 15 or 20 years ago. So it was a long time ago. And so now I'm visited with this, um, and very tuned in to what it feels like to be in pain, to have pain, to look, not your best, and to ask for help, to receive help. My sister was with me. My daughter, she had to fly back home. So now my daughter is staying with me. I've asked for help. I'm receiving help that is offered, and knowing that it's absolutely necessary, and not one iota of worrying about needing to present as independent, or like I could do this on my own, because I 100% can't. And so then you look at the resources in your life. Do you have family members or friends who could help you? that could erode your confidence as well, and that could shut you down in many ways. And then my work, of course, is home. I had already taken time off coincidentally. I lost out on the opportunity of what I was doing, but I didn't have to cancel any of my work calls. And I'm, tuned in now. Okay, how am I going to manage my work this week, and so on and so forth. Of course, I'm aware I'm self employed. The people who work with me as a coach are amazing humans. And so if I have to call someone and say, I'm so sorry, but I got stricken and I can't meet, then 100% I know they'll say, of course, we'll reschedule in the week or whatever it would take. So, but that could erode at your confidence as well if you have to go into work, you have a boss you have to talk to, etc. So there's a lot to this experience that I'm having, and as you can see, I'm in very deep thoughtfulness about the overall experience, the outcomes of the experience. I don't generally ask why is this happening to me anymore. After what I've been through, I'd be like, oh, I know the answer to why. The answer to why is so that I can help you and support you if you decide to work with me, and then you experience this. I'll be like, I understand. I've reached out to many people talking about this specific circumstance of sciatica, thoughtfully taking in what different people are telling me, and of course, processing it and filtering it through a still sound mind. When you're in pain, my sister would tell you the other day, I couldn't understand what she was asking, or I don't know, somehow she started laughing at me. I still don't even know what really happened because honestly, I was so out of it. And so a day or two later, she was telling me about this thing. I'm like, I don't understand because pain can definitely affect the way you think and the way you process and the way you come across. So, thankfully, I'm grateful to my core that this happened when it did, how it did, where it did, with whom I was, and all of that. Definitely seeing the good in this, and grateful for the people I have here to help and support me. My friend Leela has Cooper. I cannot walk the dog. I could not even. I asked the doctor, "Can I walk the dog around the block?" He looked at me like, "Can you?" I'm like, no, I couldn't. So I had to ask my friend to take care of my dog for several days and so on. So, my friend, I wanted to come here to show you life is not perfect. It's not perfect in any way, shape, and form. In the confidence zone, the question is how do we handle the stuff that comes at us? How do we manage it? How do we cope with it? How do we deal in life and business when things like this happen to us? So I decided to come here today, keeping it real as always, and letting you see this side of me, and encouraging you to prepare. Do you have any idea what you would do if you were stricken in such a way that you couldn't walk? I couldn't walk for 3 days, basically. I was in a wheelchair the other day at the hospital. What would you do? um, I went into my private group and I did a video on putting your estate plan together. And several people contacted me and asked and thanked me for reminding them and even pushing them a little bit. And so here today, I want to ask you, are you prepared? Do you know what you would do? Would you ask for help? Would you receive help? Do you have the resources? What about your health insurance, friends? What kind of health insurance do you have? Are you aware of these things? Do you have zero health insurance? Do you have state health insurance? Do you know what would be covered or what wouldn't be covered? Do you have money to cover what wouldn't be able to be covered? And so on and so forth. This is how we rise in confidence when we are as prepared as we can be for the unexpected things that happen. All right, my friends, hope to see you tomorrow in the confidence zone. Take good care.